What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be fixing this toilet. If you listen really carefully, you can hear the water running in it even though it hasn't been flushed for quite some time. It's because the old assembly inside has been worn or it's just not useful anymore. So one of the things I purchased is this quirky quiet fill platinum valve kit. And what it's going to do is it's going to allow me to stop this leaking water, which is going to ultimately cost me a lot of money in water bill over time. So first things first, let's open it up. It hasn't even been flushed, but you see it's still running. Now one of the things I'm looking at is it actually has a newer valve in there, a newer fill valve. It's not an old one by any means. What I'm looking at right here is probably just the flapper needs to be replaced. Because the leaking that you're hearing is most likely the water actually going through the flapper, because it's not going through this tube. What I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this flapper first. If I replace the flapper and the water is not going down, then I should be good. And this is the flapper right here. This black piece that you see here, when I lift it up a little bit, you hear more water going through it. That's where the actual leak is. So I'm going to replace that flapper, and if we're all good, we're all good. Alright, in order to do that, turn the water off, bring it out. Water's off. Move this out the way. With the water off, when I flush it, more water won't fill into this bowl. I'm going to try to get inside here as empty as possible for when I work, so that I don't have to keep digging my hands in water. Just open it as much as possible. The little bit of water that's left in there, what I'm going to do is just gonna sponge it out. A tiny bit of water. Let me show you one more time. Right, so now all of the water is pretty much been drained except for what's down here at the bottom. You see how the actual flapper itself doesn't look in the greatest condition. The hope is when I replace that out, it won't be any more leaking. This fill valve is relatively new. It's not old by any means, so there shouldn't be any issues with it. But if I need to switch it out, I can. It just seems like the flapper is the cause of this problem here. So I'm gonna sponge the rest of this water out, and then I'm gonna put this new flapper on and replace it with. And had I had done this research in advance and actually seen this, I might have just bought the flapper itself instead of the full valve kit. Doesn't matter. You want to just get this taken care of so you don't have to pay a lot of money in water bills, because that drip, 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 and then the constant refilling of this water basin right here. That's costly. Let's drain this water. Let's take the flapper off, which was done way too easily. We're going to take this chain off as well, because our new flapper comes with its own chain. Right. Old flapper, quite possibly the culprit. We're going to replace it with this one. Literally one off, one on. Nothing too special about this. Attach the flapper to the flusher. And then we're going to try to put it to where it's not going to give us too much slack. Right here. Now let's cut the water back on, and if that solves it, this is the quickest plumbing fix ever. Cut the water back on, let it fill up. And, just one thing to remember. You want it to fill up to this water saver line. If it goes up too high, which is what it did before, probably when I put that old assembly in, or the older assembly that you see in there, you have to adjust it so it goes to the water saver line, or even below that, honestly. You just don't want too much water being used, especially for this purpose right here. Number one, the new flapper in place is keeping the water from dripping down, and the valve needing to be, the tank needed to be refilled. So with a drip, 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 refill, drip, 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 refill. New valve is stopping it. What I'm gonna have to do here, which I see, is the water is going above the water saver line. So I gotta lower this, and then once I lower it, it'll actually allow less water to come in. This part needs to be lowered. So I'm gonna take care of that now, but the new flapper has stopped the water from leaking and dripping and refilling and refilling and refilling. Success. All right. Everything is drained completely. This is the new flapper in place, which is preventing the water from sliding underneath the old flapper, which it did before when the tank was filled or filling with water. So what I want to do is adjust this right here, so that way when water comes in, it's either at this water saver line or below. And I can do that by adjusting this piece right here. As I turn this part is lowering, and this is once this lowers, it actually tells the water to stop. This should be right here at the water line or lower. So we don't want to waste water. It's still above the water line. Let's try it now. Cut the water on. Once again, this is really important because anyone who's had to pay a water bill knows. If you've ever had to pay a water bill, you know how expensive that can get just with a tiny drip. Unpause this, and I unpause it when we get a little bit higher up. Still filling. See the water is still going into it. We're below the water saver line, so we're good. Still filling. Right below the water saver line. From the old level to here, that's going to save a tremendous amount of money on the water bill each year. And it's not dripping, no leaking, nothing. So let's give it one more flush just to test it out. Old flapper is going to lower, or the new flapper is going to lower to stop. And now the water is going to start to fill back up. Water is still filling up. Got our eyes on the water saver line. Water level in the toilet is good. It's not too high, not too low. And you see this is starting to come up a little bit. And as it's coming up, it's telling this mechanism to stop. Right below the water saver line. We are good. Alright, so that's going to be it for today. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel.